Hello, and welcome to the Ghost Club. We'd like to give recognition to John Tynes, author of the scenario In Media Res, from which key ideas were used for this scenario, entitled The Ghost Club. You will find an actual play of that fantastic scenario in Media Res on the channel, starring me and Martin. Thanks to Sirenscape for music and sounds on today's game. Check them out at sirenscape.com. Thanks to Chris Kidd for streaming to Twitch today. Make sure you follow him at twitch.tv/I'mChrisKidd to watch these games live. The Ghost Club was a real-world paranormal investigation organisation founded in London in 1862. Many famous people were associated with the club. Although a product of our imaginations, this scenario is based on real people and perhaps, just perhaps, real events. I'm RxOliver, my fellow players are Martin and Chris, and today's game of Call of Cthulhu in the Gaslight Era, the Ghost Club, is brought to you by our player/keeper, Seamus.
If you guys are ready.
Yeah, whenever you are, mate. It's all yours.
When you open on the scene here, I've included it. The cottage on the moors of Somerset, England. The heart of man is a fragile thing, always reaching for light, yearning to heal, to protect, to understand. Yet it is this very purity that dooms him. For in the shadows of his noblest desires lurks cold, creeping rot that twists every good intention into a nightmare. Each selfless act, each whispered prayer for salvation becomes a thread in a web spun by forces beyond the stars, forces that hunger for the despair, the innocent, turning man's hope to a feast for their endless, unseen malice. You cannot escape it. The harder man strives for good, the deeper man sinks into a darkness that waits, a darkness that whispers with a voice older than time, pulling us down to serve purposes we will never comprehend. Gentlemen, you awake and I will draw your attention to the chat window. You awake with a start, your heads pounding with a dull, throbbing ache. Around a table of dark weathered wood in a shadowy room, the air is cold and damp as guttering candles on the surrounding furniture cast flickering, distorted shadows across the walls. Your memories are a void, a black, impenetrable fog where your names, your purpose, your past should be. You cannot recall who you are, where you are, or what you've done. But the scene before you tells a story of chaos and potential horror. 5 chairs surround the table that you sit before, but only 4 are occupied. A bottle of laudanum sits before an empty chair. Before the man in the tweed jacket we will call person A, shaking, sweating, his knuckles bruised and bloody, sits a revolver, 4 bullets beside it, 2 in the chamber. Person A, your eyes are wide with a mix of fear and rage. To your left, person A, there is a young man, murmuring under his breath, person B. His face is heavily and freshly bruised. I lost my place. And before him lies an ornate ceremonial dagger, its hilts engraved with esoteric symbols, the blade streaked with blood. Another man, tall, lean, well-groomed mustache, we'll call person C, sits visibly upset. His shirt and hands are drenched in blood. Before him rests a hand mirror and crude lines of half-used cocaine. The fourth man we'll call person D. His fingers and face are smudged with black ink, his eyes bloodshot and wild. And in front of him lies an inkwell, a pen with a bent nib, and 5 scattered sheets of paper covered in frantic ink-blotted writing. His voice is rising in a manic shout at the man, person A in the tweed jacket. "Do it then, man, do it! For I have seen the shores of Carcosa, and I am complete!" His words dissolve into a burst of manic laughter as his gaze starts to dart between all of you, as if he sees something or someone beyond the flickering candlelight. The room feels wrong, the air thick with an otherworldly hum. As you adjust your eyes, you note a faint serpentine symbol upon the forehead of person C that seems to pulse with movement. So, any questions about the scene? I'm going to pull up a image here and a map. So I'd like to do that now, gentlemen. Give me a moment. I'm going to share this map. And Oliver, you tell me if everybody can see that.
Yeah, it's too big. How do you make it a bit smaller?
Okay.
Drag it over and then
You find this
Minimize?
bottom corner.
oh,
There we go.
I minimized it and I lost it. Where does it go?
Yeah, I've made mine smaller by clicking on the right of it.
What's the button to make it the background? Zoom to fit? No? It was something else.
Yeah, if you look over on, you'll see there's one called in. Let me see what it's actually called. It is called increase size, and that should take it and force it to be the background.
I don't have that one. Wait.
It'll be in the top right corner next to the X to close the window.
Oh, right up here. Yeah, sorry. There we go.
That's all right.
Oh, no, it's just... Alright, okay, yeah, these ones are just on top of it. I just need to get rid of these. There we go.
Let me know when you have it set, because I'm going to share with you guys a couple of images to continue to set the scene.
I've minimized it and I've no idea how to get it back up.
That's all right, mate. Hold on. I'll help you with that. No worries. So if I reshare it, tell me if it popped back up there, Chris.
Yeah, it popped up. Okay,
Okay.
good.
Yeah, no problem, mate. So if everybody's got that set as their background, you can see the 4 tokens. You'll notice the tokens don't really show your face. I'll let you guys role play if you ask me about the scene. But there's a couple things that I do want to share with you. And the first thing I'm going to share is this image. This is really just for flavor. So again, to review, you guys, in front of you, Chris, your character, you see a half-loaded gun, 4 cartridges, bullets, 2 in the chamber. Martin, before your character, you see a ceremonial dagger streaked with blood. There's an empty chair with a bottle of laudanum in front of it. And Oliver, your character, there's actually a small hand mirror with cocaine having been used in front of you. But more importantly, your shirt, your hands, your arms, your forearms are drenched in blood. And the other 2, including myself as person D, can observe that there is a symbol on your head that seems to pulsate. We'll address that in a moment. let me share this with you guys just to kind of give it as a kind of a more of a technical perspective. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was wondering what E is. If you're D, if I'm C.
E is the empty chair. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
And my character, of course, was pointing at, yelling at Chris's character. Do it, man. Do it.
the gun's in front of Chris's character. And the bottle of laudanum is in front of the empty chair.
The empty chair. That is correct.
And I've got lines of cocaine in a mirror and some blood.
That is correct. On blood on your shirt, blood on your hands and your forearms. And
I might just go yeehaw all in from the start and just finish the lines that are there.
it's up to you. It's up to you.
You said we don't know
But I
who
will
we
say
are. We
that
don't remember who we are. Do I remember liking
you really
cocaine?
don't. Yeah. But person D, my character, he says, I don't remember. What happened?
I'm
But it
checking.
seems
Sorry.
It seems that it's in my mind something. What are you doing with the gun? It's something in my mind gnawing at me. It's whispering words like broken glass. Who are you?
I'm looking at my hands and trying to work out if the blood's coming from me or not.
You look at your. It is not. It is not. And I will describe to you. Again, I don't want to do a lot of secret messaging because we're all great, role players here. So metagaming and all that. You get a. You're dealing with you weren't sobbing, but you were visibly upset. You're visibly like disturbed. One might even say remorseful. You are feeling the classic fight or flight.
I think
In
Chris
this
killed.
moment. You look.
Chris
Yeah,
killed the
go
empty
ahead.
chair guy, and I was trying to save their life, and the blood's all over me. You're the bad guy. I've solved it. Chris is the bad guy. Let's get him.
If
Martin,
I
Martin,
killed
2 on
him,
1. Let's go.
if I killed him, he would still be here. And who's to say it was a man? They'd be on the floor dead. You're just blaming me as an Irishman for doing everything.
That sounds like
You
something the
dirty-
murderer.
No, I love that.
That sounds like something a murderer would say. What do you think, eh?
I mean,
Well, real quick, let's pull on that. Let's pull on that thread. Person C, do you say anything to Chris that you would hear? Because I would tell you that Chris's person, he does indeed have an Irish accent. So Chris, let's move to you real quick. Chris, you in that moment of reawakening, the older yelling man pointing at the man in the tweed jacket, across from you, a man drenched in blood who looks visibly upset. You found yourself to be murmuring in that moment, almost chanting, really. And again, there's this bloody dagger sitting before you on the table. There are some traces of blood on your fingers. But do you actually talk to him? And I want him to realize, maybe let's see how he speaks.
Do I see blood on his
Go ahead.
fingers?
You do. You don't even need to do a roll for that. You definitely see blood on his fingers. Is there anything you say to him specifically? But remember, you're feeling very visibly upset.
Yeah, because he's just killed
You know.
somebody. Somebody I obviously cared for because I tried to save their life. That's why I'm covered in blood. He's a baddie.
you're both baddies. I mean, you're both covered in blood.
I've been trying to save somebody. That's why I'm covered in blood and upset. He's got a gun and got some blood on his fingers. He's been killing people.
I mean, also, I think I might be pretty smart because I've heard of this new disease called foreign accent syndrome, and I think he may, because that doesn't sound like a real Irish accent to me, because he didn't say to be sure, and I know because I've met lots of three Irish people, so and he didn't say that, so he 3 in my whole life.
Give me a second here. Now, I am going to feed you guys some information here. It'll take me just a second. So let's start with person A. So I'll do a /W. So Martin, this is the impression you really get personally. I will now send this to Chris.
Was that you that whispered me before, Chris? Is that why it says Chris Kidd at the top of it?
I've got the
No,
same one. Is it
I
in
never wrote
green?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. According to the internet, you wrote us both a message.
I got that message as well. I think it was the
Oh.
GM sent us that, but
Okay.
I had my thing selected, so
Yeah,
wasn't
I noticed that, and
Apple.
I noticed that, so I just kind of ignored it. And then
Thanks
this is
for
the one,
highlighting it, guys.
and that's the one for you, there, Oliver. I see, in yours, Oliver, it says sobbing like a child, but I just want you to think more of a remorseful kind of emotion, like you're just, visibly upset. So again, you've got before you. So before me is a series of hastily written papers, about 3 or 4 or 5 sheets of paper. My hands are covered in ink. There's some on my face. I was yelling and screaming at.
So
you're
pointing at the man to my left. So the man to my left is A. You're pointing at Martin's character. And
do it.
And yelling, "Do it,
Do it,
then.
man."
Do it, man.
Yeah.
To your right.
But
is
I've
the
calmed
bottom
down
of
now.
the
I've calmed down, and you hear him. He was going on after the initial yelling. You're upset. He's murmuring. Person A, Chris's or Martin's character was loading a gun, and by the way, he's bruised knuckles. Don't forget,
A does.
Chris's character's face is all bruised up, like somebody beat the shit out of him. And Martin, your character's got the bruised knuckles, and he's loading a gun. But person D, he's standing up and he says, "I don't remember what happened, but it's in my mind. It's gnawing at me like whispered words, like broken glass. What happened?" Oh, I think you're on mute.
No, I wasn't saying
Oliver.
anything. I was just
Okay.
thinking out. I was just about to say, I think one of these men's killed somebody. I'm looking for a body. This blood didn't come from me. It's not my blood. I'm looking for a body. What else is in this room besides this table and these?
Yeah, great question. So now I've got the tokens locked, but I'm going to unlock those tokens so that you guys can really move freely. I just respectfully ask that you don't go crazy moving them around. Just let me know where you're
You
going.
hear that, Chris?
But yeah, what's that?
I said, did you hear that, Chris? When you said don't go crazy and be respectful. Chris is a
Now,
menace.
just so those of you who've never used Fantasy Grounds, if you use your right mouse, or excuse me, your center mouse, which is usually the wheel, you can click and hold, and you can move the map around, right? So you can pan on the map.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody already noticed you can use you can spin them.
WASD moves it as well.
But really, just your wheel mouse is zoom in and out, and your left click and move. If you do move your token so it's at an angle like that, you just hold down the shift key and then use your mouse to put them back vertical. Okay. What do you see in the room? So surrounding you, you'll see there's 2 corner tables. You see a fireplace. You see a nice easy chair. You're around this. There's a number of candles that have been set that have come down quite a ways. And in fact, the old man who was standing, he says, the candles, they've burned so low. Did I light them, or were they already dying? I can't remember.
So there's been it feels so we've maybe been here a long time because it's big candles have melted right far away, right? And I don't see a dead body lying about the room, no.
You don't. You see 2 closed, and I'm going to show you how to ping. If you want to know how to ping, you hold down the shift key and you just double click. Okay. Over here you see a set of double doors closed. Over here you see a set of double doors that are open. Why don't you give me a listen check there, Oliver?
Okay, hang on.
There's also a mirror. There's a mirror on the wall over here by the hutch. Excuse me, right here. There's a mirror on the wall.
Big fail.
You failed. So, okay, no problem. Right now, you can hear. In fact, let me update the Sirenscape. Thank you to our friends at Sirenscape. But you hear the ticking of a clock. You hear what you might call your classic creaking, moaning, those kind of things. But for all intents and purposes, the burning of the candles. There's a wind outside. Person D, he's moving around now, and
As soon as he gets up, can I do something? Because I have a plan.
Yeah.
100%. You tell him.
It
Yeah,
only works when he's. So, basically, I wanna grab the gun and the bullets, but I'm gonna like flip the table straight after and then start screaming at the guy, but try and pocket the gun just before. So I'm grabbing the gun, but then I just want to flip the table to kind of
all
cause
right.
a
This
mini
is crazy.
distraction.
All right, this
So
is
I
good.
don't know
Let's-
what, but I don't know what I need. So it's not like, yeah, I don't know what I need to roll because I'm not. Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
yes, I can grab the gun and the bullets, but literally the second after I'm. Yeah.
No, I like this. I like this because and I'm doing it to help add some context and flavor. But person D, he's up, he's moving around, he's confused, he's talking about the candles as he said, and you notice he says something. Actually, give me all three of you give me a listen roll again.
Oh, bang
Ooh,
on.
nice.
Bang on.
Yeah. How about Martin and Chris? Why don't you give me a listen roll?
How do I'm trying to my character sheet?
Yeah, I've got my sheet up and I've got the scale. Hold on, listen. Do I have to click it? Like
Double
plus
click
it?
to.
Yeah, so you'll see
double
the
click the
value
number.
and you double click it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was clicking on the word.
It's all right.
Has it done it?
Double
Like
click.
I said, when you first start using Fantasy Ground, it's a little weird, but once you got it, it works wonderfully.
Yeah. This one. Oh, I've done it now. I was clicking the wrong button.
I don't wanna click everywhere here, because there's a lot of different Well, how do I get my character sheet?
Yeah, that's all right. So if you go to skills,
Oh. No, how does he get his character sheet? On the right hand side it says characters. You can pick it for there. Or you can double click the thing at the top.
Oh, I misunderstood. Yeah, all you got to do to
double click
open
the
up
icon at the top. The B.
Yep, double click your icon up at the top in the gallery, the character gallery up there.
That'll bring your character sheet up.
Yep.
I can open. Am I? Oh fuck! I'm a dickhead. I'm B. Right. Okay.
He doesn't open. He's doing the wrong one.
Don't worry about it.
Yes,
now, Martin,
Chris.
you said you got it. Martin, you said you got it, but I didn't actually see the roll. So can you do the listen roll again?
Yeah, it's come up. It only just came up. I got a regular success. I got a. Yeah, that's what it says on the screen. It's on the screen on mine. Oh no, it's not. That's C, and
That's
I'm
me.
A.
I'm C.
That's weird because the dice came up on my screen. I'll do it again.
Yeah, go ahead and do it again. Double click on listen.
Yeah, the dice have appeared and rolled.
You sure you're not rolling privately?
Maybe. Yeah, I think I got a 52, but it's not. Maybe it's privately then. How do I make it public?
Shouldn't matter. It should roll publicly unless you put what's called the dice tray, which is over there on the right hand corner, bottom right hand corner.
Oh, maybe I'm doing that by mistake. Let me try and roll them on the left of the screen and see if that makes any difference.
Yeah, I can do a test. Give me just a moment here. There you go. Well, that was Chris. So, Chris, you had a fail.
So you have to do. So you have to do it in the dice tray. I thought you could just do it anywhere. Okay.
Yeah, gotcha. No problem. So, it's a subtle thing Oliver, but your character, when this older man was, and he's kind of wandering around now, he's kind of mumbling to himself, but you notice that he says, did I light them, or are they already dying? This cottage, this cottage gentleman, it's yes, it's my cottage, but, or has it changed, or have I? So he just seems really kind of out of it, and he walks over here as he's like, my cottage, my college. Don't think I've forgotten about your action there, Martin. I want to see this kind of action going on, but he looks inside, or looks in the mirror, and let's do this. Whether you look in the mirror or not, let's take a look at these people before you flip over the table, okay? If you don't mind.
No.
Oops, hold on a second.
He's looking at.
Can you guys see that?
No, nothing came up.
Okay, let me do it now.
Oh, here
How
we
about
go.
now?
There it is.
There we go.
It's blank.
It may take a second for it to load.
Yeah, there it is now.
There he is.
So that's what that guy looks like. The guy who's been mumbling
Guy,
and
yeah.
was yelling. Yeah, my guy. Okay.
Okay.
And then you've got, let's do person A. Let's do Martin. Oops.
Abraham Lincoln.
I thought it was Charles Darwin, but either way, pretty cool.
And then
Because you haven't seen him without the top hat on.
Martin, that's what you look
Wow.
like. You have no idea who you are, but you look in the mirror.
Oh, I look like what's he
Your
called?
man,
Sherlock
from
Holmes.
Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the Sherlock Holmes' assistant. That's what I think I look like.
Watson.
Yeah.
Chris, you look like this. And finally, Oliver, your character looks like this as he looks in the mirror, or perhaps picks up and snorts the rest of the cocaine, as you said. It looks in the mirror. But
Oh, you're all weedy. I could beat you all up. You all look like you haven't eaten for a bit.
I just wait till I've had this cocaine, mate, and I get bonuses on my rolls for the old Colombian confidence.
so I definitely want to run with what Martin said. So as you guys know, as game masters, you never know what your players are going to do. So
that is a big waste of that cocaine.
give
if you
me
flip that table, by the way.
let's run with that. I want you to make a you tell me, what skill, Martin, do you think you'd need to grab the bullets in a gun and simultaneously make this ruckus?
As he goes for the gun, I'm gonna. If I see him going for the gun, I'm gonna also go for it and try and get it before him.
That's why I want him to make. I was thinking sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because the doing the table thing's a distraction. That's not important. It's the actually getting the gun.
Yeah. So here's the good news for you, right? Because right now, what does your sleight of hand say?
25. Yeah, it's 40, which is reasonable. So,
Well, give me a second. Hold on, give me a second. Let me look at that real quick. Give me just a moment. Sleight of hand actually should say 10.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at spot hidden. Sorry, because it was right below it. Yeah,
you now, this is what I told you guys, because you don't know who you are. Through action and inquiry, right? Things are going to start coming to you. So here's an action, pretty drastic one. I want you to go in and edit, because your sleight of hand is actually. Oh, no. It is only a 10. My bad. So you go to grab the gun, and you have a flash of realization in this action that, I'm not really very good at this kind of quick hands kind of thing.
But I'm only using.
It might roll a 9.
Yeah, but remember, it's like that's to disguise me grabbing it. This just means everyone will see me. It doesn't mean that.
What do you think? Yeah, true.
But if I see,
And
if we see
and
it,
and I'll
then
give you
get a
this.
chance
I'll
to
give you
react.
this too, because everybody's confused in that moment. I'll give you a bonus die. I'll give you a bonus die because you were loading the gun. It's not like you're not like you're faking that. It's more of the, yeah. So
Okay.
I'll give you a bonus die, but it's going to be
So,
difficult for you to grab it and flip.
I
And
stab
now
him
we
in the eye.
know. Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh, this motherfucker.
so I get it
He
right.
didn't
'cause-
even do the bonus die and he got it.
So yeah.
All right.
So that's fine, right? So I grab the gun, flip the table.
Well, yeah, I think you grab the bullets in the gun. I think that um, Oliver's character is right next to you. He reaches out, but it's too slow. And the way you just, because you're a big man, you just flip that table. The mirror goes flying, the cocaine goes flying, the
No.
bottle of laudanum is on the floor. I'm wondering if we should do a luck check on the laudanum. Oliver, why don't you give me a luck check on the laudanum to
Can
see
I
if
do
it
a luck
breaks?
check to catch the cocaine? Catch
Sure.
it with my nose
Sure.
in midair. Scoop it out there.
But the dagger as well, unless Chris, you tell me you're trying to grab the dagger as person A, and describe it for me, Martin. Do you do it in a rage, or do you do it just?
Did you want a luck check?
Yeah.
It's a fake rage.
Oh no, I failed the luck check.
Yeah. No luck.
It's
Yeah. So
it's an I mean, I am a little bit angry, I'd imagine, because I don't know what's going on, but I'm more like trying, because I am educated, because I know that much. I'm trying to keep my cool, so I have a little bit of a flip out to grab the gun, and like, obviously, I'm scared about someone getting the knife, so I know if I flip the table, so I'm trying to I'm trying to basically stop people getting all the dagger as well.
And to be clear, you came out of this state in an agitated state. You had bruises on your knuckles. You were in an angry, agitated state. It seemed to be at the old man, but yeah.
And
I don't think you had to fake it too much.
And I'm gonna scream out, the old man's going for the knife. That's my whole plan, to try and make it look like he is clearly the bad guy. But yeah, I do all that, and then I'm just gonna stand back. No one's the wiser, because I've got the gun somewhere.
I love it. What's the reaction from the rest of you?
Punch him in the jaw when he spills that cocaine when he sends that flying. Whack.
Do you want to be shot?
Nah. I'm like, you fucking idiot. And then I'm like, oh, he's got the gun.
Well, you don't know I've got the gun.
Oh. Well, I do, because the gun's not
Where
on the
did it
table.
go?
I don't see the gun. Yeah, I'll look for the gun.
I flipped it to like cause a distraction.
Yeah, I'll
so
look for the gun.
Could be under the table. That's the whole plan.
Yeah.
I'll look for the gun. I'm on the ground looking for the gun.
I think too, if I may, I think that Martin's character. By the way, couple of little. I think I put them in the descriptions that I sent to you. By the way, Martin, your character, there was a leather bag. There's also a leather bag sitting next to you as well, there, Oliver, in yours. So don't, and be sure to look at your inventory of your character sheets too.
Yeah.
So I love, Martin, that you've amped up the action here. I don't mind that at all. But don't forget, you guys. Yeah, you've got inventory.
I'm gonna roll you stealth a hand, and then I might need to whisper you what I'm doing, Seamus. But I'm rolling.
Okay.
I'm rolling a wee.
So to do a whisper
hand.
to me, you do /W, and then you put GM, and then space, and then you just. And if you want to do a test first.
Sorry, everybody sees me do it anyway because I got a big fail in my sleight of hand.
Oh, that's right.
So I don't need to tell you in secret. I'm gonna pull out something from my bag. I'm gonna pull out switchblade, and I'm gonna keep it tucked so it's like hidden in my hand.
Gotcha. And Martin, I think in this moment that you so deftly grab the gun and the cartridges, you realize your firearm skill is actually 25 for handguns. So if you want to edit that,
I think that's the standard, by the way. I think it's 25 for handguns and 20 for rifles is the standard.
Oh, well, I've got him at 20 in
think.
the whatchamacallit.
Or maybe
so,
it is 20. It's either 20 or 25. It could be 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 20 on my sheet, so that's actually 25.
Yeah. You add
It
5
is.
on the fourth column. You add the difference.
Oh, am I adding 25?
No, you
Because
add
then it went up
5.
to...
No. It's a total of 25, so you'd be adding 5.
Add
yeah.
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you realize you grab this thing and you're like, I think I'm actually pretty good at this. Interestingly enough, I want to take and I want to respect what you just did too, Oliver. Let's stop and look at this. Let me look at your skills. You realize you've got that on you.
I always got that on me.
Where is it? It's under. I think that'd be under. Actually, I think knives are just under brawl, correct?
It is. You
Yeah,
just do.
I think that's the case.
Yeah,
So
it's just brawl and you use the weapons damage.
yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about it right now.
Unless you have specific training with a melee weapon, and then you would have a skill in it.
Correct, and I'm double checking. That's what I'm double checking right now, just to be sure. Hold on a sec. Okay. All right, so Martin's character has flipped the table. None of you have really noticed anything. The only thing you've noticed in the room, other than Martin's character flipping the table, is there these double doors open, and there are some stairs leading up here. But Martin, what does your character say? Does he do it in silence? Does he just flip the table? Is there anything he says to these other strange characters that are these other men?
I mean, yeah, he's gonna be like, I'm not hanging out with you druggies. Like, what's going on? Plus, my character has, I'm guessing, a medical bag because he's got a load of shit in it as well.
Plus, you said
So
the old
he's
man.
like,
You said the old man killed somebody, didn't you? You're like the old man did it, didn't you?
Yeah.
No. I've killed no one. This is obviously a very strange situation we find ourselves in, gentlemen.
You've got. I point a
I
knife
don't
at you.
doubt that, but
I'm pointing a switchblade at you when you're saying this. You
I
did it.
don't even know
You
who I
did
am
it.
at this point. Don't
You
pull your
killed-
blade,
You killed
sir.
someone. You killed someone.
No. I look.
The blood on me. The blood on me. You've murdered somebody. He saw you do it. He said it was you.
No, I wrote. Look.
You're not
I
getting
wrote
me.
the-
You're not getting me
The
next.
papers, the ink on my hands, man. It's all I've done. I think this is my cottage. I think this is my place, but I can't. I don't even know my name. I led my people bondage. I know that much. But this place, this weight that's pressing on me. Do you feel it? Well, I don't know what. I did not commit murder.
You're crazy and you've
So
killed
he's-
someone and he saw you do it.
But look at the blood, man. Look at the blood on you.
It's not my blood.
All right, so you've pulled your switchblade at this point.
Yeah, I'm pointing it at you.
All right,
I'm going
nice.
up to your coupon like that.
Oh, no, he's very passive. He pulls back. Here, let's move your token. So you've come around,
I've got it
and
right up
I
to your
want you
coupon,
to
like-
know. Yeah, I want you to know. We're not going to do it in the private. So everybody be professional. No metagaming. As you approach this old man, as he's pleading and saying, I did nothing. I did nothing. A has flipped the table. He's like, you guys are whacked out. What the hell's going on? He's got the gun. I assume, Martin, real quick, you're probably loading the gun, right? With the other 4 bullets, because there were 4 that were loose. We'll assume that?
No, because he's
I think
hiding the gun.
I'm hiding it, but I know there's 2 in
You're hiding.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hiding it. I'm pretending that maybe it's on the floor.
Gotcha. As you hold the knife to this old man, person C, you hear a voice whispering, Edward, you'll do it again. You'll do it again, Edward. Now, you had a satchel too, I believe. Let's retcon something. In the first few moments, did you notice your satchel?
Yeah, because I took the switchblade out of it.
All right. Give me a spot hidden check because it was quick. And actually, I want to do the same thing for you, Martin. So give me a spot hidden check. And in this moment, give me just a second because I want you to have a better chance.
I rolled it, but it didn't come up. I think you have to.
That's right.
I think you have to.
Do you show your spot hidden as? Do you show your spot hidden as 50?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
So all you have to do, and there you go. You got it.
I failed it that
All right.
time.
So you didn't notice anything. You didn't notice anything. It's all right. So you're in the moment. But Martin, I want you to do the same thing because you had a case, if you will, a satchel as well. Well, you guys are rolling like shit. So neither one of you, too much, too fast. Yeah, it makes sense. I always say the dice never lie. But you're hearing this voice in your head, and it is whispering to you, Edward, you'll do it again, Edward. One other thing I forgot to do, gentlemen, and I do apologize. When you were first seeing each other, what was before you on the table, all of you saw the symbol in blood that was on Oliver's character's forehead, traced in blood. So his character had blood on his hands, he had blood on his shirt, and he had this symbol traced on his forehead.
Why is it always me?
You were the guy without the tongue. Yeah.
It's the penis. You got drunk and we drew a penis on your head. Okay.
Yeah, right. And this is the I'm going to share this. This is the symbol that you guys see traced on his forehead. And I need each of you to give me a sanity check.
Oh, Seamus. I know damn well what that is.
Character
doesn't.
He doesn't have to do it because he can't see it, right? Because it's on his head. So he wouldn't have to
I don't see it.
Oh yeah. True. Touche. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. During the table flip, my glasses fell off, so I can't see.
You couldn't see it. No, this is before the table.
Are you doing a Velma on the floor trying to find your glasses?
Wow. Fuck off.
Pick up the knife while you're there.
That's an old school reference, Martin.
I mean, Scooby-Doo's universal.
Scooby-Doo is forever, like Wu-Tang.
It is.
What? How? What? Oh, it's
all right.
The current
all right, here we go. Oh, you passed it with flying colors. Here, this is my character is going to do his sanity check.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so my character fails, and
my character enjoyed it for some reason.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys did great. So it meant nothing to you guys, and again, this all makes sense. And remember, my character was doing the whole babbling thing, so I think he was a little bit went into a little bout of madness there, babbling on about the candles and dying. Babbling about whether or not this was his cottage or not, babbling about, I think the third thing he was talking about was hearing words whispered in his mind like broken glass. So he's been going on and on about that. So you're holding the knife to his neck there, Oliver, your character, but you hear this voice in your mind saying, you'll do it again, but you feel in that moment guilt. You feel a deep sense as you hear this voice. It's almost like it just goes right to the heart of your inner guilt, and it knows you, and it says,
why am I the bad guy? Did I do it? Have I killed somebody? Fuck's sake,
almost as though the voice is taunting you to do something again that you feel.
The voice is taunting me.
Guilt.
The voice is taunting me to do it. I might just.
Well, to do it, but you yourself, it's a taunt to do something that you have a very deep sense of guilt for something. Yeah. Right. like an alcoholic. Go ahead, take another drink. It'll be fine, kind of thing. Even though it's the worst thing you could possibly do.
I wouldn't know anything about. I
As
wouldn't know
Martin and
anything
I
about
both
that.
as Martin and I both take a drink.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Support the cause.
So a very tense moment, gentlemen. Very tense moment.
I'm not bothered. I don't
Chris,
see the
what
yellow
is
sign
Chris?
on
What
my
is your
head.
guy doing? Chris, perhaps your guy is backed away when the table. You backed away a little bit, perhaps. Talk to us, Chris. What is your guy doing? He was meek. The dagger has, unless you tried to grab it. Did you try to grab it when he?
Yeah, Chris, did you try and grab the dagger yourself this time? Are you able to physically pick it up?
Because somebody flipped the fucking table.
Well, there's perfectly good cocaine on the floor. I mean, that's the
I know.
tragedy in the whole thing. But yeah.
I was really devastated about that until I noticed there's more in my bag.
Well, listen, let's not forget the laudanum. That's like liquid opium for
And there's
God's
more
sake.
of that in my bag as well.
But Chris,
I came
what do
to
you think your
party
guy does?
apparently. I've seen my bag. I've got laudanum, cocaine. I came to party apparently.
When I looked at my sheet, all I could see was the knife. But is it the same knife that's on the table? Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I've got it in your possession. Because, like, as we all know, as game masters, you never know what your characters are going to do. And Martin decided to flip the table.
So the cocaine and the laudanum are not in my possession. They are the ones that were on the table.
Correct. The same for me. But
Okay.
I do have the gun.
You do have the gun. I
Yes,
do have a switchblade
but,
though. That was in
actually,
my bag.
Oliver, I will say that you do have. There is additional. Take from this what you think. I'm saying to this, you as a game master, you do have actually more cocaine in your bag.
Party on.
So what does that tell? What does that tell
That
you?
tells me party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. That's what that tells me.
So I think I'm going to be very disheveled at the fact that like everyone's on guard with each other. I'm gonna look at. So I haven't inspected to see whether or not the blood on my hands is my own. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is check to see that it's my own. If it's dry or like wet. So
it's tacky. It's drier and tacky. And give me a an education roll, a no roll. So you go to your main sheet and then you go under EDU. Perfect.
Oh, nice.
Brilliant.
Roll.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that the blood that's on your fingers is only because you've been handling the dagger. But what you realize that the blood is all on the blade of the dagger. So you surmise with that extreme success, you surmise that the reason you have blood on your fingers is because you must have touched the blade itself at some point, as though it were handed to you. And you took it.
It's not like I've stabbed, because if I stabbed, then it would be splatter along my arm.
Correct. Yeah. With an extreme success, you're a smart, educated man. You look at it and you go, well, yeah, I've got some blood on my fingers, but it's because I handled the blade, and you notice that your right hand has got more than your left hand. So you surmise that someone handed it to you.
Okay. So in working that out, I think that I would try to calm the room. So I'd say, guys, someone has handed me this blade. This is someone's been murdered with a.
There's been a murder.
Jesus.
Actually, I want to use this. Forgive me, Chris, because no, I love what you're doing. Give me just a second. You in that moment realize you start talking, and you've got this really strong Irish Gaelic accent, and you realize in that moment, as you're trying to calm everybody down, if you want to edit your skills, that you have a 60 in Gaelic. Like you're able to. So Do you want to do an Irish accent? We were talking about it before we started.
Yeah,
I-
go on, Chris.
Because this is the 1800s, technically speaking, this is an Irish accent. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you come from, because
Yeah.
my country did not exist until 1920.
Yeah, you'd have been Irish if it was the 1890s.
So, hold on. So, is that just under language? Would we say, or is it
Yeah,
actually
you'll see one of them, and I don't mind doing it for you, mate.
it's question mark language other? Yeah.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you want me to do it for you, I don't mind doing it. Here, I'll do it. I'll do it for you real quick, mate. Oops, where'd it go?
Alec.
Actually, it's already there. So Gaelic is already there, but I agree with you. Look, watch this. I'm going to put question marks right there. Did you see I did it?
Yeah.
So what I want you to do, we're going to go and change Gaelic to, hold on, that'll be 59. Boom, you're now 60. But and we'll give you this. Again, the whole idea here is you guys, as you're interacting and doing, your things are starting to come back to you. You know you can speak another language. You're just not quite sure yet. Maybe if you looked in your briefcase or whatever. But yeah, in that moment, you're trying to calm everybody down. You realize, oh wow, I'm Irish. I can speak Gaelic. Give me a no roll, please. Let's do that too, because I want to see what you surmise from this moment of flash of recollection. So give me that's the EDU. So if you double click on 85, right? That's a no roll. Perfect.
oh my
Gosh, that's an extreme success. So I'm going to go ahead and go for it. You, in this moment of speaking eloquently to these men that you apparently don't know, in this moment you're preaching peace and calm. You have a flash of recollection that not only do you speak Gaelic, you speak Latin, and you sense that you are a poet, a writer, a person of peace, a person of artistic thought and practice. You you are you are not Chris Kidd in this. You're definitely not a Chris Kidd. No, you're an artistic type. You really get this in this moment. So let me fix that real quick. So interesting enough. So gentlemen, this thin, educated. I mean, he's not a simp or anything, but he's trying to calm everybody down. What kind of reactions are we getting out of you guys? What do you think?
Suspicion, because I'm English and he's Irish and it's a long time ago, so might be loading that gun up.
Yes, actually, yes.
I'm
However,
However,
I have more teeth in my mouth.
that's what you call a Northern Irish accent. The however.
However, well, to be sure, you know that I have more teeth in my mouth than most other people in around my country. You know, and I've never once ever sold someone a dog.
Do you let me ask you this, do you in that moment, I'm gonna say the dagger's there close to your feet. Maybe it actually skittered maybe a little bit over here. Do you pick up the dagger?
I think I would have picked it up, and I would, because in my like trying to calm everyone, I was trying to explain this was the murder weapon. You know,
However, I just ended
Mrs.
me, Martin. I'm sorry.
As Mrs. Doubtfire says, this is the murder weapon.
Hey, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing you realize as you're making your case. I'm going to have you make a persuade roll, but you not only realize that you are so articulate and able to speak these languages that your persuade skill is actually a 50. So let me fix it, and then I want you to roll a persuade skill. So you in this moment of trying to get everybody to calm down, logically explain to him, look, yes, it was in front of me. Brilliant, and you succeed. So, gentlemen, I need you to role play this. Chris's character makes a convincing argument. He successfully persuades to make you guys understand. Whoa, you guys all need to understand. Uh, you know, somebody handed this to me, right? We need to figure out what's going on. I don't want to put words in your mouth, Chris. I don't. That's your player agency. You tell me what you said.
Yeah. So I would explain the this has been handed to me. It's a to be sure, it's been handed to me. This was the murder weapon. This was what someone used to kill someone, and that's why my hands are covered in blood. I can't believe it, and I think that it was none of us because we're all round a table. So one of you probably found it and gave it to me. Do any of you remember the knife?
The last
Not
thing
Martin.
I remember. Yes, no, it's mine. So my character says the last thing I remember is when you told that joke about an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scottish man going to a bar, and then I can't remember anything else. But can you repeat the joke?
That's funny.
An Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman went into a bar, and they seen a horse in the corner, and they said, "Why the long face?" Oh,
I mean, you can't get angry at an Irish person, so I'm gonna calm down a little bit.
Do I feel like I know any other language?
Yeah, give me a second. Yeah,
It's a weird
no, I
question
think
to
that
ask. Like, I don't know.
no, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. And again, I want to make sure everybody, Chris, for
Start
you,
singing a perfect
or
Ave
actually,
Maria.
yeah, for Chris, for you, make sure you look in the notes section of your character sheet because that's where your possessions are. I don't think you've seen
Okay.
that yet. Okay.
Have you got a shamrock in it?
Oh.
Then you can find out. who you are.
Okay.
Has he got a pot of gold?
Okay.
It's a pot of
Got
gold,
Pop
isn't
Gold,
it?
Shamrock. I don't know,
No.
whatever else.
Shamrock.
I think
It's
I
me Lucky
do.
Charms.
I think I genuinely know who I am. I think I've worked it out.
Who do you? Go ahead. Who do you think you are?
It's a famous Irish poet, is it not? I don't know if it's the right timeline. Let me just quickly.
That's all right. I love this. There's a little bit of real world fun, like a mini game here, but I love it. Yeah, let's do it. And Oliver, to answer your question.
Oh no, he
can't.
was born when this. He was born during this time, not that dead yet. So. Never mind.
Actually, I was looking at the wrong one, Oliver. Yeah. Given what I know as the game master, as the keeper, and the situation, you have no inclination of ability to, yeah. So at this moment, that's all I can say. So.
Your language.
All right, so.
Do I hate English?
So whoever.
How Scottish am I, Seamus?
What I was telling everybody is you're the only one playing an actual fictitious character, not from the real world. So you're free to be as Scottish as you want or whatever.
Don't give me license to be that Scottish. I'll get cancelled.
So, but
I'm gonna get stab Martin's character just because.
Yeah. Now, I will tell you though, gentlemen, that you by the way, don't forget there was an ink well, and there were five sheets of paper with crazy writing on them. Those have since also scattered onto the floor here. I want to go back real quick to Chris. Chris, did you grab the dagger?
I would have picked it up when I was explaining. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, and you were passive about it. You weren't being aggressive. But those be aware that those sheets of paper are all spilled on the floor as well. If anybody wants to check those out.
Okay, is there any close enough that I can read them without like
100%?
So maybe I'll back the knife away from your throat a wee bit.
Yeah. So you pick it up. Now I couldn't find a graphic or
can
a
I
font.
ask a quick question?
Please.
I know when we saw the symbol, you said we had to roll for sanity. do you take like 1 sanity point if you succeeded, or is it nothing? Because I forgot to ask.
Good. Thank you. Very good question. And I love when my players.
In case it makes us like go
I love
crazy or
when
something.
you do lose 1 point of sanity. Thank
I have
you,
a
Martin.
question as well, Seamus. Did I see it when I looked in the mirror? There was a mirror on the table a minute
Oh
ago.
yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah,
I
so go
know
ahead and give
it's
me a
there.
sanity check.
So
Yeah, give me a
'cause
sanity.
there was a mirror on the
thank you.
table, and I was definitely looking at it because I feel like it's my cocaine.
Yep.
I feel like it's my mirror and my cocaine. What am I looking for? I'm looking for mirror. what am I rolling?
And to change your sanity, by the way, you literally just manually go in. You'll see it on the main tab. You'll see
Where's
sanity,
my
you'll see max, and you'll see your
sanity?
current. And if you want to look at your max versus current, you'll get an idea of how kind of nuts you are right now in the meantime. So yeah, you lose 1 point of sanity there.
One or a fail, is
Oliver.
it?
1 on a fail.
How do I
Thank you,
change
Martin,
it?
for
Do I
keeping
just...
me straight.
No, so Chris will take some because did he fail? I don't know if Chris failed it.
Oh,
No,
I
everybody passed. Yeah, everybody passed.
No, I
so
failed.
he just he
Yeah,
just
well,
failed.
yeah. Sorry, let me rephrase. Everybody passed
Right.
except for person C. Yeah.
So is it one
So-
on a
Alright.
fail? None on a loss?
That is correct.
None on a pass, okay.
Oh, yeah, and it's
And-
1d4. Excuse me, I'm sorry. 1 on a success, 1d4 on a fail. My
Oh, so
apologies.
I need to roll 1d4 then, hang on.
Well,
Yeah,
we might
we need to do.
he might go crazy. Oh no, you gotta get a 5 to go
No,
crazy.
it's
Right?
got to be
We'll be
5.
right.
5 in
Yeah,
one
be right.
shot.
It didn't come up in the
But
thing.
let's take a look. Hold on. This is an interesting. I don't want to reveal.
One.
Okay, 1. But without revealing anything verbally, Oliver, I want you to take a look at your current sanity. So keep that in mind. Remember, you kind of woke up from this whole thing in a agitated state. That's all I'm going to say. Now,
I think
who
think
picks
that
up
may
one of
have-
the sheet? Who picks up one of the sheets of paper? Did somebody say they were picking up one of
I'm
the sheets of
gonna
paper?
grab one and have a look, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So, go ahead, Chris.
can I have a quick glance at the first page of my book?
100%. Go ahead.
Does it say a name on it?
Let me check my notes.
Is it in Gaelic? Because now he can understand it, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I will definitely say that there are parts in his, and specifically what you're looking at is, let me go to your character real quick, Chris.
I'm hoping it's my book, because I think I'm very close to knowing who this might be.
Yeah. You've got a book of poetry there, a copy of Fairy and Folk Tales of the Irish Peasantry from 1888. You got a notebook in there. You see the initials
You're a famous fairy author.
WBY.
I fucking knew it. Yes, I'm William fucking Bates.
Aw.
So what? So let's play this out. That's brilliant. Good job.
Sorry.
No.
If you're from here, you know who William. Right. There
Yeah.
was only 2 people that I could be. I was either Oscar Wilde or William Bates, and I didn't think I was Oscar Wilde.
It's funny. It's funny that you say Oscar Wilde, because when I was doing the research for this, I don't want to give anything away. Wilde was entangled, so to speak, in. You'll see. I'll reveal it when we get closer. So yeah, notice I just changed you. You're William Butler Yates, yeah. And you have this flash. Let's play this out. So table turns over. Oliver's character comes around. Everybody's agitated. The old man is going on and on about the cottage and what's going, and Oliver's character apparently has this penchant for being kind of violent, and he pulls out a switchblade and pulls it to his neck, and he's maybe we see Oliver's character shaking because he's hearing a voice in his head, and meanwhile Chris's character backs up and says, gentlemen, we need to calm down, blah blah blah, something's gone on here, and you have this flash. You look down, I'm trying to think where we could work in that you see your whatchamacallit, but maybe everything
What,
calms
what
down.
I'm,
Yeah,
what I'm thinking, right, is
yeah,
when Martin flipped the table, that caused everyone to stand up. I
yeah,
stood up to pick up the knife, and the
yeah,
book fell
yeah,
from my lap.
yeah.
It's either going to
Sure.
be like on my person at some point, you know what I mean, or on the table. It's not
Yeah,
because it's a book, you know. You're not not
yeah.
going to be carrying it, you know, really tightly. So like I would have felt it bending over or something and pulled it out,
Mhm.
and then at that point, I'm going to see
Yeah.
W.
You,
Yates.
yeah. You have this just wave of recollection and what do you say? What do you say when you have this wave of recollection? Maybe everybody calms down a bit. You know, maybe the old man pulls away.
Speak for
He
yourself.
doesn't like. Well, I'm asking you, Oliver. The old man, he goes, what, Mr. Yates? And he sits, he tries to pull away from you. Do you keep him there? Do you hold him, or do you let him kind of back away
When he
from the
says
blade?
Yates, do I recognise who Yates is? Do I know that name?
Well, I mean, if he yells it out, Chris, you tell me. Does he?
Well, at finding out who I am, I would say to the group, I I think I know who I am. I've looked at my book and I've written the book. I am surely William Yates. Like I have written this book, and I show them all the book, and I'm like,
So
check your
so maybe,
pockets, check your
Yeah,
yeah.
belongings.
I'm
Maybe
gonna look in
you
my
have
bag.
something.
Yeah, I'm gonna look in my bag. I think there was some papers in it.
All right. So maybe that allows your character to calm down a little bit, and the old man he sits down in that big chair. You said you're going to look at your bag there,
I've got some
Oliver?
paperwork in my bag. I want to have a wee look at it actually.
Yeah.
Also, William Yates is from County Down, so he has the same accent as me.
Calm down, love.
I'm just saying. I no longer have to be. Oh, to be sure, I am from because
Well,
William Yates did not talk like that. William Yates probably
I'm
spoke
sure he
like,
didn't.
"Hello, I am from the Malone Road."
we've just lost all our viewers because you won't do a silly Irish accent. So thanks for that.
When RX hits 1,000 subs, then every game I play for the next 1,000 subs will be in an Irish accent. So hit 1,000, and
More,
then
Hit the subscribe
more,
button, folks. Make him do
more
it.
Irish.
Let's make him do it. I'll hold you to that, Chris. That's on record.
okay, don't clip it and ship it, boys.
Clip it and ship it,
I mean,
boys.
I think that's your real voice, and the fake wrestler Irish one that you do online is not real. I think that's your real voice.
To be sure, it must be.
Yeah.
Martin's just got RPMV because he doesn't know who he is yet.
Yeah.
I googled him while you were telling me about him, so I know whatever it says on Wikipedia.
It's all wrong because I was
Oliver,
in and edited it before the game. Yeah.
Now, Chris, it'll take me too long to update your character sheet, so we'll just kind of do it by and every time you do a skill, I'll check. But Oliver, you said you you back off a little bit and you look at your bag. What did you find?
There's some paperwork. It says here forged credentials. So what forged credentials do I have?
Maybe you're a poet as well.
Maybe I'm a poet, but I don't yet know it.
Again, we're all seasoned players, so just keep the metagaming in mind. It's too hard for me to try to privately. You can imagine it'd be fun, playing this scenario where you could maybe go off to the side and feed people information. It'd be kind of
Seamus,
fun.
you can, because you can ask certain people to take their headphones off, but also I've given you permission to deafen people in the voice channel, so you can, if you want, stop up certain people from hearing.
Yeah,
certain
how do you do that?
So if you want to deafen us, I think you would just right-click our name on the thing in Discord. I think.
Yeah, and you say mute or mute soundboard.
Mute means that they can't speak. Deafen means they can't hear.
Oh, I don't see Deafin on there.
The easiest way to do it is just ask Chris and Martin or Martin and Oliver, take off your headphones for a second. We can do it that way as well if you want to do private.
Yeah, why don't
If you
why don't
want
we
it to
do
be
that?
private but shared with the
yeah.
viewers, you do it that way, yeah.
Yeah. If you guys don't mind, I'll give you a thumbs up when we're done.
So is it me and Martin are taking them off, yeah? Just now?
No. You stay.
I'm staying.
Yeah.
Those two taking off,
So
yeah.
yeah, so you look in there and you have this immediate flash that you are what's the word? You're pretending to be Montague Sunday. Montague Sunday or Monty Sunday was an alienist. And in 1893, an alienist is like a psychologist. You realize that you are actually Edward Charles Harrow. If you want to write that down, you are actually Edward Charles Harrow. You are a what we would now call in the modern age a manic depressive. You were in an asylum and you strangled Dr. Montague Sunday and you escaped.
How long ago
You
was
realize in this whole moment that once having escaped, you saw the invitation from the old man, who you now know is a man named William Staten Moses. So basically, you attended this whole fucking thing because you escaped the asylum, and you're like, what better way to get out of town? I'll just go to this posh meeting.
So how long ago did I kill this doctor?
Probably 6 to 10 days ago. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. If you stop and think about it, now you don't know exactly where you are, but I'll tell you, you're out in the moors of Somerset, right, southwest England. You don't quite know that yet,
Somerset,
but you've got a flash.
All right,
You've
my
got a
lover.
flash of remembrance. Go ahead.
All right, my lover. That's Somerset, I think.
What's that?
All right, my lover. It's that accent.
Yeah, but you're definitely from London area. Well, I told you were free to be as Scottish as you want to be, but the point is that you have this recollection of, holy shit, I'm posing as Dr. Sunday.
Yeah, but do I remember killing somebody here just now though, or no?
You do not, and that's what bothers you.
Okay.
Right. So you've got this whole. I think what your character's struggling with right now is, you just had the recollection that you murdered a man. So why are you scared? If you're right, what happened to you that you're this freaked out, right? And now realizing that you yourself, you're a murderer, and presumed to be crazy.
But I don't remember anything about who's died here in this room.
Yeah, by the standards of Victorian age medicine here, So,
But
yeah, however you want to role play that,
but
brother.
I still don't remember anything about who's died in this room, though.
No.
No. Okay.
No. So you want you tell me? Well, real quick, you tell me. Do you want to go as Dr. Sunday?
Whoa. Yeah.
Or do you?
Yeah. I'll continue. Okay. I'll be Dr. Sunday. Yeah. Right.
Okay. All right. We're good. So, gentlemen,
Martin, hey, you're good.
I will let him decide how he wants to, if he wants to say anything or not.
Why is he just like
Martin? Yes.
But what you guys do realize that this man, maybe perhaps as he looks in his bag, has a look of revelation on his face, perhaps he steps back and, you know, and maybe you hear him, you hear
I'll
him
say
mutter under his breath, Sunday.
no.
Go ahead, please, role play.
I'll say I remember my name is Montague Sunday. I'm a doctor, so this must be why I have blood in my hands. I must have tried to save someone's life here, but who has died? And where are they? Where's the person that's lost all this blood?
Are you guys buying it? We can roll for it. That's
I mean,
a pretty
I
good
think
role
my
play.
character's like, one of you saying you're a doctor and one of you is allegedly a famous poet. I'm like, okay, I am Sherlock Holmes.
Do you want to look in your bag?
I do. What do I find in my bag?
All right, so if you go to your
A severed head.
I'll be like,
go to the notes.
it's got a body of an Irishman in it.
If you go to the notes section, so if you go to the notes section,
I did read it, but I know you said that some of the stuff was from the table, so no, but for mine, I think it's everything, right?
I'm sorry, say again.
I know you said you might have put some of the stuff from the table in our sheets, but this is just for me, right? Because mine says that
Yeah.
I've got, I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind looking at my leather notebook.
Yeah. Inside there, you see notes. Shit. Hold on.
Is it in Gaelic? And I need someone else to.
No, it is not. It is not. It is not. Hold on. Oh, I remember the name of the store. You see some notes. Just scribbles, ideas. And the title, it says Sign of the Four.
Okay.
Underneath as a title for all these just different notes. You see a reference to High Street. You see a reference to Paddington. You see a reference to Baker. You're like, what does this all mean? You go to the front cover and you see that it has the initials ACD on it. Give me a note. Go ahead.
I'm for Conan Doyle, so that's why all the that ties into all my references, because I did not know that.
You got the coolest one,
And
Martin.
I loved it because when we started the game and we showed the pictures, you go, I look like Arthur Conan Doyle.
you got the best.
I got to look like Watson, yeah. So that's kind of funny.
You got the best one, Arthur Conan Doyle. That's the best one because him and Lovecraft were friends and used to write in each other's worlds. It's cool to get
I like
Doyle
that
in a Lovecraft game.
Yeah. So yeah, you yourself have this revelation. You're like, I'm Arthur fucking Conan Doyle. So,
I get my dick out and I'm like, I'm fucking Sherlock Holmes. Get on your knees. fuck poetry off. I mean, you know, what I'd say now. I mean, it'd be fun. I
said to Chris earlier when he chose person B, I was like, oh, it's perfect because your person is Irish, and he saw how excited he was. It's like I'm Yates.
Chris is practicing his fake voice, his wrestler Irish voice again, because he's fallen into his.
He's been rumbled. He's been rumbled.
He's been rumbled. He's like trying to do voice things in the mirror.
His real voice has been exposed.
You guys don't know who the old man is, by the way.
I'm the real Kiss Kid. This is how I speak.
He's never gonna live it down, but it was amazing. It was amazing.
It was amazing. So
you have this realization, and for those of you who are watching, who may not know this, Arthur Conan Doyle was by education a medical doctor, and so in Martin's inventory there is medical
Yeah, I
gear in
did
there
see
as
that.
well.
I noticed that, yeah, we've all brought our own cocaine and laudanum. We've all came prepared to party.
I mean, all I'm gonna do is get my pipe out, because I presume it's like Sherlock Holmes. I ain't gonna
So-
say shit. I'm just gonna like smoke it like Sherlock Holmes from.
So is
Well,
Moses a
let's-
famous author
let's
as
see
well? Sorry, I know Yates is a famous Irish poet, and Arthur Conan
Poet.
Doyle wrote Sherlock Holmes. And is he not the same guy that wrote Conan the Barbarian as well? Or am I thinking of someone else?
No. That's,
Who am I thinking of? Who am I thinking
no,
of?
but
What's his name?
That was Robert E. Howard. That was
Ro-
Robert E.
Is
Howard
it?
that
Yeah.
wrote Conan.
So forget everything I said about Lovecraft. That's the guy I was thinking of. The guy that writes Conan. It's Conan being the middle name. That's what's confused me. Arthur Conan.
But
So he wrote-
here's what is
so he wrote Sherlock Holmes, okay.
what is historically accurate and true. Both of these men belonged to the
the
Ghost,
Ghost
Club
Club. Right. Okay.
in real history.
So Arthur Conan Doyle is the not James Bond, Sherlock Holmes author. Sorry, I'm confusing him with the guy that wrote Conan because it's Conan in the name. That's not who I was thinking of.
No, Conan the Barbarian. That was Robert E. Howard.
Robert E. Howard. That's the one. He's the one that was.
And he was a Texan. And he was a Texan where I'm from.
Sorry, that's who I'm thinking of. He was the one that was friends with Lovecraft.
I'm gonna smoke my pipe and say I've come up with a new idea about a scantily clad man who seduces women and kills dragons. What do you guys think? Did I give up on the mysteries? People are getting bored in the newspapers, so.
So we're waiting. Do you think we should take a little break, Oliver? And because Chris stepped away.
Yeah, it'd be nice timing for a halftime break actually.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We're doing like just less than 10 minutes, I guess, so it's on the hour.
No, let's do 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, a lot has happened. We've had some fun. We've had some revelations. Martin has realized that he is, in fact, the medical doctor and author, Arthur Conan Doyle. I don't know that he was Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in 1893. Chris has realized that he is the Irish poet, William Butler Yeats. Oliver's character has realized that he is what was known in the 1800s, in the Victorian age, as an alienist, psychologist, if you will, Dr. Montague Sunday. But all of this revelation means nothing in light of the fact that we still have a mystery. There is a bloody dagger. There is a man with blood on his hands, arms, and shirt with a symbol on his head. And there is a man with a loaded gun.
Now, this symbol on my head.
At least he had a loaded gun, but it's kind of disappeared. Last thing I'll state, there is unused, wasted cocaine on the floor at number 2. There are sheets of paper with wild writing in blotchy
I was going
black
to look
ink.
at one of them actually.
Yeah, please.
Um,
Yeah, do you want to pick up there?
Yeah, I was going to look at one of them actually.
Let's do it.
But I want to ask you a question about the symbol on my head. I saw it in the mirror, right? But is it like a scar? Is it bloody or is it what's the symbol like?
That's a great question. No, it's in fact, I will say, if you don't mind me taking some of your agency, perhaps you saw it, but it seemed to pulsate when you saw it. It made you, and of course you lost a sanity point. It made you, maybe it made you gasp in that moment, but you rubbed it off. You rubbed it off vigorously in the mirror in that moment. It disturbed you when you saw it, and in fact, it made you, for some strange reason, feel remorse and
But
guilt.
It's not. So it's not like a scar or anything. It's just like a light.
No, correct.
Mm.
In fact, I will tell you, since you looked at it, it's as though somebody traced it with their finger.
Mm.
So, maybe it's somebody who had, if you were to investigate somebody who had blood on the tips of their fingers.
So it's like
In
blood.
fact, give me a spot hidden roll. And we're going to do a hard, I want this to be a hard. So if you click down on the lower left button, yeah,
That's a success, but not a hard success.
Yeah, to get a hard success, you'd have to spend 15 of your luck.
Nah.
But suffice to say, you notice that it's somebody did it with a finger. It's not a scratch. It's somebody painted it.
But I don't remember doing it to myself though.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what the hard success was about. That doesn't mean that you can't tell me some other things that you're going to do to investigate that idea. Fair enough.
I mean, I've got blood
Now,
all over my hands, so I guess there is blood on my fingertips, right?
correct.
Nah.
You could surmise that you did it yourself. I will give you this. Dr. Montague Sunday, knowing what you and I know, right, in our private, he firmly believes somebody put that on his head.
Not me, somebody else.
Now you pick up this sheaf of paper. I didn't have a font or the graphics to make this look like frantic writing, but this is as close as I could get. It's pretty good. But you see this sheaf of paper, there's 5 of them. It's all in Latin. And it is just feverishly.
Do I know any
written.
Latin?
You do not.
I'm pretty sure my character would know some Latin because,
Yeah.
he's educated.
Well, the first one
Do you
is
say-
Carcosa,
yeah.
and player knows a little bit about what Carcosa is. Not so much character, but player knows a little bit about what Carcosa is.
Well,
Stella
you
Nigre, I
heard
would
you
guess
heard
that
the
would be
old
something
man.
like...
You heard the old man yell that out.
Oh yeah, he said the word, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Remember, as you guys were coming to, the old man was saying, "I've seen the shores of Carcosa." Right?
What's his accent? What's his accent? Because maybe he's.
It was English, and I just did a little bit of Scottish there. Sorry. Carcosa.
I was trying to figure out if he could be one famous person.
I will tell you this, just as players, he is a real historical person.
And he's from England as well.
Yeah, but he has an English accent.
So
sure.
words that I recognise are down the bottom. You've got Regis, or whatever, however you say it. That's King.
Oh, you can't metagame though, because then you'll spoil it.
That's okay. I mean, I think
Stella would be Star, and Nigre.
I will tell you, as you're, and here's what I'm gonna do. You're over here. You're kind of around you're picking up the papers. The old man gets up out of the seat because he's been mumbling to himself the whole time. And he comes up to you and he says, No, don't read the papers. They were meant for waking eyes. They were meant for after.
After what?
Don't you see?
After
Don't you
what?
see? Don't you see, friend? We don't you see? We reached out, didn't we? Across the veil. And something answered. I remember a voice like a wind over a grave. It spoke not in words but in colors and despair. And we invited it in. Don't you see? Don't read the papers. The papers were for after.
After what?
I don't know. There was a book. I think it was perhaps a play. No, it was a gospel bound in leather. No, not in leather, in madness. I remember tearing out the pages. I tried to burn them, but they wouldn't burn. I'm
gonna check the fireplace when he's saying this. Then I'm gonna see if there's any paper in the fireplace.
No, none. No papers in the fireplace. Just these 5. In fact, there's no fire going in the fireplace. I think it was lit, but it has since died. The only thing left are the candles. They've really burned down low. Now,
I'll try
we
and make.
know,
I will
right,
try
real
and make
quick,
fire. Sorry,
we
go.
know that Yates and Doyle both speak Latin.
Cool.
You decide.
I don't.
I'm gonna be like, Irishman, can you translate from Gaelic? Well, he's not told us who he is yet, so I'm gonna treat him like shit, like an English person would.
Oh, I
Back
thought
then.
he did. I would have thought,
Oh,
Chris, you tell
did you
me.
Did you tell us who you are?
Yeah, I told you. I know who I am. I've found my book in my pocket, and I am William Yates.
Okay.
Look in your pockets and see if you have anything that would distinguish yourself, and that's how the doctor found out who he was. And in fact, was that not how you also found out who you were? You searched your pockets.
I've not told anyone.
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
No.
All right. Yeah.
Well, so.
Well, let's put it this way. So
Good
Dr.
response.
Dr. Sunday is looking at some of these sheets of paper. He's picking out words. I ask you, do either one of you step up?
Go for it.
Yes.
Go for it, Yates.
All right. So Mr. Yates steps up.
Can I assist him so that it makes it easier? I'll
Yeah,
point
100%.
out.
I think.
I'm gonna point.
yeah.
I'm gonna point out all the big words to him because I'm still being condescending.
Now there's a lot of reading. So what I'm going to do is you're going to read
Oh,
it
no.
piece by piece, and you tell me if you keep reading. So this is the first thing that you read. Carcosa calls. Paradise beyond the stars, where the black stars hang in the sky that weeps gold. The Yellow King has promised us, yes, us, the chosen, a city of spires that pierces the heavens, where the twin suns sink into the lake of Hali, its waters shimmering with truths no mortal can mind can bear. We shall walk the streets of Carcosa free from the chains of this wretched earth. Our souls unbound, our minds alight with inspiration that burns like fire. The angel of the pallid mask will guide us to its face, a mirror of our desires, its voice a song that shatters the veil. Come, brothers, shed your flesh and rise. Carcosa awaits, and its pleasures are eternal. This is some crazy ass shit you guys are reading.
Like, all right, I'll be like, all right, Yates, you're a bit dramatic with
I'm
the.
not. I don't understand. I can't read Latin, so I'm fine. I can't read Latin. That's all good.
What do you
can
think?
I do an occult roll? Because Martin knows who the Yellow King is.
I love that idea. I
think Conan Doyle would probably be interested.
I love that idea, my friend. Let's do that. Let's do an occult roll.
What about me making an occult roll? Because Oliver knows what the yellow sign is and what Carcosa is. I know what the yellow sign is, but does Sunday know what the yellow sign is?
Let me ask a quick question. Now, I did it dramatically, if not over dramatically, but my point is, or my question is, and I want to give you your player agency. Did either one of you read out loud? And I'll let you guys, if you guys decide to keep reading, I'll let you read it. But did either one of you read it out loud?
No, my character doesn't know any Latin, so I picked out about 3 words, and that's all. Because Oliver knew them, and that's about it.
I would have read it out loud, because the only reason that I think that I would read it out loud is because I can't read other languages. When I can read other languages, I don't read in my brain. I read them out loud in English.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I would assume that that's a thing that most people would do.
Here's what I
If I get because I might have noticed something weird was happening at the end. Can I do an occult roll and then maybe stop him near the end if I get a good occult roll?
I love that. I love that idea. So let's do two things. Number one, whether Chris Kidd would have read it as over dramatically as me is questionable. But I will tell you, and the reason that I did that was as William begins to read it out loud, his voice does get passionate. He does start raising. He does start getting manic. And Chris, I need William Butler Yates to roll a sanity check
Ooh.
as you were reading all that.
Will he get advantage because I tried to stop him reading, possibly?
Uh, hard success. So
success.
and this is I love this.
You've got loads of sanity.
Any of you those of you who don't know me, I have a my saying, the dice never lie. I love this. Yates is coming into the recollection that he is into this kind of stuff. He is into the occult. He is into this. His voice begins to get passionate as he's reading it, and he does not lose any point of sanity. Actually, let me correct myself. He does lose 1 point of sanity, but he keeps his cool, right? In other words, his reaction to 1 point of sanity loss is his raising of the voice as I did in my reading. So Yates gets a little bit hot, which is why I love, Martin, your idea that you try to stop him. And let's do an occult roll. Let's see if you recognize what's happening.
I've got 5 in it, but I felt that my character would have more than 5.
Thank you, Martin. Yeah, thank you, Martin. My apologies, my friend.
Hopefully,
you're 100% right.
Hopefully.
No. I have to keep up on that. No, you're 100% right, my friend. Stand by. I've got like 15 million. There it is. There we go. You are.
I'm still annoyed at myself for confusing the guy that wrote Conan with Arthur Conan Doyle.
Your score is 35, my friend. You were 100% right.
Oh, that's a high occult score. Check you out.
Yeah, Arthur Conan Doyle was big into the occult.
Okay, so that's pretty good.
If you want me to do it, I'll be happy to.
Oh no, I've done it. Okay. I have used this system before, but yeah. Let me quickly get.
Well, you're not the one I have to convert. I have to convert Chris Kidd because he says he can't
and me. It's not my favorite either, Seamus, to be honest.
Oh, nice.
I'll check you out.
So okay. I'm gonna say I do let him read most of it, but maybe near the end I'll cut him off because I can tell it's maybe I know about occult stuff and rituals. I would imagine.
Yeah. If you spend 11 luck points, you'd get a hard success.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yay! Am I the first one to spend luck?
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
I'm really bad with luck. I need to just start Chris Kidding it and just spend.
You've got loads. You've got loads.
I know.
You've got loads of sanity as well, both of you. I've got fuck all.
So yeah, if you haven't noticed, Doyle is probably the most sane. And stop and think about the scene. He was the one that was angry. He was the one that was adamant. He was the one that was loading a gun to shoot somebody. Right?
Yep, I've done it. I've spent 11. So
your hard success, and again, I never want to take player agency. So if you disagree with anything that I do in the theater of the mind, you tell me, okay?
Okay.
But I see Doyle recognizing this for exactly what it is. And he rips the page from Yates's hands. Enough of this. I want you to pick up on a role play, but I believe that action as a hard success. He recognizes what it is, and he's like, enough of this. I was loading a gun and was ready to shoot this old man. I still don't know who the hell he is. I was right. I apparently my bruised knuckles showed that I was beating your face. Yates.
I mean, I'm going to accept that, but add on. I said quite a lot of Irish swear words and slurs, which I'm not going to repeat. But I think ACD probably was just a little bit Irophobic. And
is that a word? Irophobic?
Absolutely not. It's canon now. RxOliver canon.
But but I think you smell what as we say here in America. You smell what I'm cooking. Yeah. I think Doyle is like For some reason, when we were out of it, I was punching your face. And now here you are reading this. Stop. Right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I would start to remember that I was. Well, I'm gonna say I beat you up because I'm the greatest writer of all time above Shakespeare, as you know it, Yates. But
Yeah,
also,
right.
I was trying to stop possibly
So
a
you
massive
teabag them. You teabag them at the same time, of course. But
Oh, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I'm like, come at me, bro. And yeah, but I would be generally concerned. I'm literally ripping it out of his hand,
No,
and
I love it.
I'm gonna
I love
throw
it.
it in the. I want to test what the old man said, and I'm throwing it in the fire. Well, I
Yeah.
guess.
There,
Well, you said the
there's the,
fire's not. Well,
well,
the
there's still
candles,
there's
the
still
candles, or whatever. Yeah, to
You
see if
can
it
light
no,
it with
burns.
a
yeah,
Like,
the
candle and then
candles.
chuck it in
No,
the
yeah,
fire.
there's still embers in there. There's still embers in there.
just for the just for the movie scene of it, I'm gonna throw it into the fire and
I
see if
love it.
it burns, like the old man said.
I love it. What do you think there, Doyle? Or excuse me, Yates. What do you think, Yates? He just ripped it out of your hands. I'm gonna let you embrace. I'm gonna let you embrace that one point of sanity. You tell me.
I
How
don't
does
think
Yates
he's
how does
just gonna.
Yates react? Yeah.
I don't think he's just gonna let him rip it out of my hands. Like, should we do an opposed check and see
Yeah,
whether or
let's
not he
do
does
that.
it,
Yeah,
and
I
then
love it.
play from
PvP.
there?
Yeah.
PvP.
Yeah, PvP.
PvP.
I love it.
Let's go.
Let's do an opposed dexterity.
Yes.
Simple.
This is when it gets really fun when we start opposing each other's roles. This is what it's all about, boys.
Can I not use my like size instead because I'm like flexing it or whatever?
I
No,
don't know.
because
No,
I
I
already
think
picked
no.
fucking dexterity. Fucking do it now.
All right, let's have a go.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
No. Yates pulls it back. Pulls it back deftly. Like, no, you brute. You
No.
damn English.
Fight.
You damn
Fight.
English brute.
Fight.
Fine.
What I think would happen
Mhm.
is, because of the reaction that he's had, I wouldn't continue to read aloud or continue to read the sheet. However, I wouldn't let him take it and try and burn it. I would close it and then put it into my pocket, and I would say,
Nice.
"Look, we have this. We know that it's not something that we should be reading aloud. Okay, we
Yeah.
can agree on that. However, let's not destroy it. Maybe we need it, and if not, then it belongs in a museum."
Yeah. Now, in this moment, as you're watching these gentlemen do this, Dr. Sunday, you hear off to the west, you hear a voice say, "They're falling for it, Edward. They're following Edward."
Shit, I'm gonna go towards
You
it.
hear you you hear this and I want to describe it well. You hear this voice. Give me just a second. You hear this voice that is high pitched, unnatural, if you will. It's just disturbing. But again, for you,
Is it a
and what
leprechaun?
disturbs you is that it literally calls you Edward.
Mm-hmm.
The king is pleased, Edward. The king is pleased.
I'll
All right.
kind of half under my breath. I'll go shh, hush, shh, shut up, and then I'll go towards the door.
You approach the door, and what you observe through the double doors is a dining room. There is a china cabinet there. To the north, there is another form of hutch, a buffet. There's a window there, but there's a not overly long, but a nice and well made dining room table. The chairs, one of which is fell over on the floor. The other's kind of disheveled. But what dominates the scene is a dead body on the table. It is sprawled out. The shirt torn, and the body is twisted, not so much in a unnatural way, but an uncomfortable way. You can tell immediately as you see it that this person struggled, but the blood is prolific across the chest, down onto the table. You can't see details, but the body, you can see maybe the face, the mouth is agape. Maybe perhaps a yell, a scream, or some form of resistance in its last moments. But there's a dead body that's laying upon the table. What do you do?
And is there a visible wound in the chest, like a bullet wound?
Oh yeah, you can see the blood. It's all about the chest.
I want to go over to the body and have a closer look.
Yeah. Do you say anything to your colleagues?
No.
Okay. This.
Me and Yates are just speaking in Latin to each other. Just
Yeah.
constantly.
you guys are having a time. I'm gonna try something. I think I can share this just to you by dragging it onto you. Did you see that pop?
Oh. Yeah, I see it.
The rest of you did. The rest of you did not see this pop, right? Martin, Chris, you didn't see it.
Nothing's.
Yeah.
Nah.
But Oliver, you see it.
I do.
Okay, that is what you see. And again, let's do some quote unquote, metagaming, gentlemen. You guys are professionals. You see carved into the chest what you see there on the diagram, as though something sharp carved it into this man's. I want you to give me, but knowing
Sanity
what I know
check.
about your character, I want you to give me give me a moment, please. I want this to be I don't want to call it a history. Boy, this is a hard one. You know what? We're going to go with a no roll. We're going to go with a no
thunderstorm
roll.
outside, by the way. It's really atmospheric for the Call of Cthulhu. It's like
What's
we got
that?
thunderstorm.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, yeah, and there's a separate soundscape for the parlor that you just stepped into, which I may switch to in a minute. So I appreciate that. Thanks to our friends at Sirenscape. Or are you talking about real?
Not in real life. I've got Sirenscape, which is awesome, but in real life, there's a thunderstorm going on.
That's
for
brilliant.
me, yeah,
That's
and I've got that.
I
Like, I'm
misunderstood.
like, is that Sirenscape or is that real life? And it's real life. It's real life. There's thunder going on. It's
I
really
love
good
it.
for the atmosphere.
I love it. So give me a no roll.
Okay.
This is actually quite relevant.
That's education, isn't it?
That is correct.
Oh, it's on Maine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on Maine.
15. That'll be an extreme.
Oh my goodness,
success.
an extreme success. Okay, this is a moment where we need to take off the headphones. So Martin and Chris, can you please take off the headphones for a moment, please, sir? You recognize...
Just while you guys can hear me and Martin can't.
Yeah,
Martin's
I think
ears
so.
look really funny. I've never met him before without headphones on.
Martin has got weird ears. He's got some really weird ears.
Oliver,
yes.
Your character recognizes, give me just a moment, that this is...
Person E.
Oh, damn it. Hold on just a moment. Hold on. Here it is. Hold on. You recognize that this gentleman who is dead on the table is the heir to the 10th Marquess of Queensberry.
Oh.
It is a young man, 27-year-old heir to the 10th Marquess of Queensberry. This is Francis Douglas. Do you know the gentleman who was the 9th Marquess of Queensberry? He's the guy that came up with the Queensberry rules of
for
boxing.
boxing. Right,
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
This is his son.
Okay.
Now, you may have heard me say to Chris, there was a connection to Oscar Wilde. There was a scandal in the 1890s. Oscar Wilde, as well as Francis Douglas, that there was the whole homosexual, right? And the Marquess of Queensberry, Mr. Boxing Guy, didn't take kindly to his son being homosexual.
Right. Okay.
He actually sued Wilde, if I recall correctly. He tried to
for outing him.
there. Oh, dude, there was another guy in government that was also homosexual, and it was this whole thing. So what your character sees before you as the criminal, right? Edward Charles Harrow, he knows you rolled an extreme success by whatever means.
Oh,
he
no.
knows that this dude is the fucking he's the heir to the Marquess of Queensberry, and he's fucking dead on a table. So your character's like, what the fuck have I got myself into? If I could ask you to role play anything, it would be your character is like, I'm pretending to be Dr. Sunday. What the hell have I got myself into?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
What is Dr. Sunday into? What the hell is Dr. Sunday into is what I'm thinking.
Who was Dr. Sunday? He was invited to this whole thing, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
And why have they murdered this guy? Have they murdered this guy because he was a homosexual? Is that what's going on here?
Did they murder him because he was royal blood?
Right, I would think they murdered him because he was royal and he was homosexual, and they didn't want a homosexual person in the royal family, I guess. Probably,
So you can see
like
how
over
this
100 years ago. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So
I don't want to be here. Is there another exit? I might just leave. I might just leave out this side of the thing.
Here's what you're finding. Character C, who's a fictitious person, has got a very interesting, from a role play perspective, is a very interesting character. And how you play it, completely up to you, brother. So, all right, let's let him back in. Here we go, guys. We're back in. Yeah.
I noticed, Martin, when you came back from grabbing a drink or something, you forgot you weren't just coming back from drinking. You went to put them on, and then you remembered halfway through putting them on.
That's funny. So, Oliver, I'll let you play this how you feel best.
Is there another door out this room?
There is not. You see a window here, a window here, and in fact, if you hover your mouse over it, you'll see the window icon. The only doors that you notice were back here was the front door, and there was a back door to the cottage.
How do I scroll the map around? How do I move the map?
You can hold down your middle button, which is typically your mouse wheel, and you can pan.
Yeah, that's not working for me.
I'm not sure why.
I can zoom in and out. That's fine. So over here, hang on. I'll put ping mode back on. So this was a window.
Correct. That is a window. That is correct. If you hover your mouse over it, you'll see the window icon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. So I'm going to go and open the window.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. So you don't say anything to your colleagues. You just go straight to the window. Okay. In the meantime, I have to be fair to the other players. You guys saw Dr. Sunday go over to the double doors, pause for a moment, and then dash in. What do you do?
I want to do two things because I.
I'm so sorry, Martin. I'm so sorry, Martin. Oliver, give me a sanity check for what you saw.
Yeah.
Yep. My bad.
I've got a thunderstorm and loud, heavy rain now as well. Got a proper storm going on around me.
I love it. Good.
Yeah,
good.
It's excellent. What am I rolling sanity?
I wish we could pump it into the to the program.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, I think I've just made that. Oh
Ah,
no, I haven't.
failed. I want you to
39.
roll 1d.
I failed.
Yeah, 1d6, and based on what the private
Oh,
conversation we
okay.
had, that's appropriate. The
Yeah.
dice never lie. The dice never lie.
4.
Okay, 4.
That
Yeah,
4 sanity loss.
it wasn't 5, so that's good. What do
True.
you tell me what? Actually, you already told me what your reaction is. Your reaction is you freak the hell out, and you're like, I got to get out of here, and you ran to the window. That was your right. Because if you read the rules of Call of Cthulhu, anytime there's a sanity loss, there's some form of reaction, right? And I think it's you going to the window. I like that. In the meantime, gentlemen, you saw Dr. Sunday. You guys are over there talking about what does it all mean? And don't read it. Don't read it, man. And Dr. Sunday goes off by himself. He goes over and he disappears into the next room.
I
What do you
want to get my silver pocket watch out and look out the window and look at the candles and try and deduce what time it is and possibly how long we've been here from the amount of
which window? Do you want to? Do you want to go to that one right
oh
there?
no, I'm being very Sherlock Holmes. So yeah, I'm gonna look at my watch, see what time it says, look out the window to see,
Yeah.
if it's dark or not, for example, and also look
Yeah.
at the candles because you said they were still burning, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that the writer of Sherlock Holmes would know about the typical burning time of a candle, so I could work out
Yes.
how
It's
long we'd probably been there.
yeah, no, it's 2 in the morning, 2-ish
Okay.
in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably, with the recollection that you've awakened when you were here, it was late in the evening. You're starting to recall that you're out in the country, and perhaps that's why you're going to the window, right? You want to recall with certainty
Mm-hmm.
where you're at. Your initial thought is that it has been some 4 hours um, that all of this has happened. A long time. Yeah. Am I okay to say that you went to this window here?
He would have gone to whichever one was.
Well, this
Yeah.
is, and just to be clear, this is the front door. This is the front door for sure.
Okay.
You tell me. Do you go to the front or do you go to the back window?
Oh, is there only two? I mean, yeah, I would have gone to whichever one's nearest to me. Yeah.
Okay, so the back window. You look out and you see a desolate. I say desolate. Very few trees. The moon is high. The moon is full. You see what you would recognize as an Englishman, um, uh, as a British person of education. You would recognize that this is a moor. You don't know exactly where you're at, but you recognize the shrub. You recognize the scant trees, if any. You recognize the nature of what would be considered a moor.
Okay.
And that's it. That's what you see out there. Otherwise, it's the dead of night. You're by your watch. It's 2 in the morning.
I mean, I'll pick up more of the papers, but then then Yates can go.
Okay, Chris, how about you? You just saw Sunday go into the next room. You see Doyle peering out through the window to ascertain where the hell you are. What do you do?
I think I reach into my pocket and pull out the amulet to inspect it a bit further.
The amulet?
Yeah, it says that I have an amulet in my inventory.
Yeah, the amulet is a give me a I don't know that I should give you. You know what? Do you see down there in the bottom left corner how it says plus 2B? See that? Plus
Plus 2B,
2B?
yeah.
Yeah. Click on plus 2B and give me a no roll.
Is that
The reason I'm doing this is you're coming back into your oh, beautiful. So you're coming back into your recollection, and you recognize this amulet. You start to remember, you're like, this is the Ghost Club. And you immediately recognize that this old man, because of that extreme success, you say, that is William, excuse me, I forgot his name all of a sudden. Yeah, William Staten Moses. You look at this and you go, wait a minute. Wait. I belong to the Golden Dawn. This amulet is I'm a spiritualist. I believe in this. I believe in all this occult. That's William Staten Moses. The old man is William Staten Moses. He's the guy who created this whole, but I belong to another group. This amulet is an occult symbol, right? Forgive it, and audience, forgive my I did a lot of research on this. It was so complicated, the way these spiritualists believed. But the amulet is something that facilitates rituals. It enhances, it amplifies, if you will, right? I think, Chris, in this moment of examining and with that extreme success, your character realizes that he knows these rituals. And I will also give you this with an extreme success. He realizes in that moment that you guys were doing an astral projection. You guys were doing a ritual to astrally project yourself, right? That's what you guys were doing. And you were on board with it. You were a willing participant. That's what you start to remember. Tell me if you have any questions, but
I don't think I would share it with the party as of yet. I think I
Okay.
would keep that close to my chest.
maybe you're over there by the upturned table, and you're going through your stuff, and you're just, maybe you're caressing, you're looking at the amulet, and it's all coming back to you.
Mhm.
You guys came here. William Staten Moses, he called you to this place to do the ritual to astrally project, and you believed in it, and you believe in this, and you were going to meet. Give me a moment, I'll give you the phrase. You were going. You ready for this? He said that we would meet the pale-faced angel of renewal. We would meet the pale-faced angel of renewal. You're realizing that you guys came here willingly. And that William Staten Moses was the guy who invited you. He's the grand poobah of the Ghost Club. You guys came to this place. Whatever happened here, you are not a victim. You were a participant. You were a prime mover.
And he's not telling us any of this, as I'm just looking
And
out.
I respect you as gamers to not meta game.
Well,
Yeah.
as he's looking at his amulet, I'm just built like, Yates, what do you think about a moor as a setting for a murder? Maybe with a dog. That's why I'm coming up.
With
assessing-
glowing eyes.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
phosphorescent chemicals that make them glow.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm busy coming up with my next best self.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Conan Doyle's over there actually taking notes. That's funny.
Oh, I was going to say, like, as soon as he realizes who he is, he's taking constant notes and looking at everything. So maybe I'd notice him looking at his weird amulet. Because I'm always observing everything all of the time.
I will tell you.
You're looking out the window. You tried to take the sheet off me, and that's why when I was putting it away, I decided to take my amulet out and look at it, and that's why
Yeah.
I found this. So
Yeah.
I'm remembering this in my 6 seconds and then putting it away.
Well, do you know what? In the game, I'm accepting it, but in life, I'm just going to like, oh, do you remember where Chris stole that bit of paper from me and you ruined the whole game? I'm like, oh, and he's doing it. That's why that's
so as you guys are doing that, Moses yells out, "I remember now." The screaming wasn't pain, not at first. It was awe, like the sound of a soul stretching open. So he's talking crazy fucking talk. And in fact, he actually points at you, Doyle, and he says, "Don't you see? You were pointing the gun at the wrong man. I didn't do this. We did. All of us together. Don't you see? Don't you see?" So his fervor, he says, at least I think it was us.
Hearing William go into hysterics, I rest my hand on his shoulder, and from poetry being closely linked to psychology and all the rest of that, I know that saying words of meaning to people, such as their name, is very calming and something that one person loves to hear. So I say his name to him very quietly and say, "You need to remain calm."
All right, let's do that. I love it. That's creative. Give me a psychology. And if I look it up, let's look what your actual psychology is. Hold on, give me a second.
I think a poet would know much about psychology. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you never know.
They do.
He's got a 55. He's a study of man. He's a study of people.
He's a pervert. That's what he is.
That's physiology, not psychology.
Gynecology you're thinking of.
When I was doing my research, I don't think it was. I think Yates did have some controversy, if I remember right.
Yay! Reveal it, because it's important for Chris to know about his character.
But Wild was the one that...
Yeah, Wild was the wild one.
Had all the controversy, did you edit it, or would you like me to do that for you, sir?
I would like you to do it because I don't know.
Yeah, no problem. That's okay. You go to the little pencil there. We go to psychology. Psychology is 10. I said 55, so that means we need to add 45. Boom. You are done. Why don't you roll me a psychology roll, which would allow you to calm down. Oh, I love this. And I'm the keeper, so I get to react however I want. That is a 100% fumble.
He is a pervert. He is a pervert. Yeah. We knew it.
Instead of resting my hand on his shoulder, I rested my hand on his balls.
Right, give me a moment, because Yates has the ceremonial dagger, doesn't? Yeah, he has the ceremonial dagger. Hold on a second. Let me see. Because it was a fumble, I am going to say that he attacks you. He goes into a rage. He goes into a rage. And It's similar to what we saw when we first came out of this. He's, how dare you, man? Don't you understand? And I don't have any dialogue pre-written for this. He goes, how dare you? And just lashes out with you, at you with a brawl roll. What are you going to do? Are you going to dodge? Are you going to attack back? I've got my little cheat sheet here.
I am going to attack back in a way to restrain rather than maim.
I love it. So let's each do
I'll box you.
a brawl.
I'll box your ears to be sure.
Wait, are you doing...
I'll fight you for a fiver. Come on.
I'll fight you.
All right. William Staten Moses is going to do a brawl roll. He is going to roll a 78, mate. That is a failure.
I believe we exposed Chris's real accent, Baron.
I mean, I told you it was fake. I knew he will.
Oh, a fumble!
Look at that.
Oh, Jesus. Yates
I gotta look up the rules for that one. So you're doing a fight back.
So he wins then because he...
Highest level of success wins. Well, hold on. It says if both fail... Yeah, if both fail, there's just no damage.
Oh, yeah, right. He failed.
It doesn't actually say anything about a fumble on a brawl. Look, I think we can at least say this. It looks like this. Couple of girls slapping at each other.
Couple of old men being like,
yeah.
I've asked you.
Oscar Wilde's.
I will give it to you, my friend. Do you fight back or do you de-escalate here? What do you want to do?
I think I'll try to de-escalate by again like grab placing my hands on the shoulders and be like, God damn it! Well, this time I'm not whispering, I am shouting. God damn it, William! Would you get a hold of yourself, man?
Let's do. You get a bonus roll. So if you go down to, you'll see down there it'll say +1B.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you click on that and then do the brawl roll again. And I will do a -1. So very likely you're going to win this. Oh my goodness, you rolled a 4. So yeah, extreme success. You pin him. You actually put his ass back down in this chair. Settle down, man. You know, I can't do Irish. Why do they always go high pitched on that?
No, you have to start out. You have to start out with going, "How are you?" You start there and then you keep it. That's the only one I can do.
So you settle him down. Let's switch the scene. Doyle is looking outside. He sees that we're in the moors. We had this little incident. Dr. Sunday. You look out, you see the same thing. You see the moors. Give me a spot hidden.
Okay. Ooh, hard success.
Ooh, that is really good. You look out the window and you see distinctly. This is not something you think you saw. This is not a figment of your imagination. You see a winged creature fly across through the light of the full moon and disappear into the shadows.
Yeah.
And in fact, I want you to give me a sanity check on that.
I was waiting for that. Oh, okay.
Your sanity's high, right?
No.
Oh, mine's really high.
fail.
You lose 1 point of sanity on that. I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me what your actually to accelerate, because I would love if we do a part 2 of this session, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to accelerate it a little bit. You lose a point of sanity. It causes you to startled, fall back over this chair. You stumble, and as you are getting up, startled from what you saw outside, this supernatural flash of, it was not a bird. Across the full moon, you stumble back. You've got a dead body here, which has already got you on edge. You stumble into this chair. Not so much fall down helpless, but just stumble. You know how we've all done it. And you see under the buffet, you see, I'm only going to show it to you. Hold on.
Me and my viewers, they get an Oliver's eye view.
This might be a good cliffhanger, actually.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
You
do that
see
then.
under the buffet, you see that. Tell me if you see it.
Yeah.
And when you see it, I want you to give me a sanity check.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
That's a major fail. By the way, the audience can see the picture, correct?
The
'Cause you're
audience
the
can see that.
controlling-
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad. I want you to roll 1d4 sanity loss.
2.
Okay. I also want you to do a power check.
Oh. Pass.
Oh, you passed that. Good. I will tell you in this moment that you fall and see this thing under the hutch, under the buffet, it whispers to you, "What are you going to do, Edward? Will you do as the king bids? Come, Edward." This is the voice you've been hearing in your head calling you Edward.
Okay.
And it's taunting you, but you didn't fall for it. You passed that power roll, but you lost. The last thing I want you to tell me is, what do you do when you lose 2 points of sanity? What's your reaction?
Well, I'm going to make some sort of involuntary reaction, and whatever I've got in my hand, which was the knife, I'm going to throw at that thing. I'm going to throw it.
Well, you're kind of, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. You kind of stumbled. You see it. It's literally talking to you. And as a gut reaction, yeah, you throw the blade at it.
Not like a like roll damage
Yeah.
or anything. It's not going to do any damage if it hits it. It just kind of like skitters across the floor. It's not like a
Yeah.
got in a hard hit. It's just like a
I was
knee-jerk. Not like kind of
I appreciate you
toss it
saying.
away.
I appreciate you saying that, because I was going to give you a -2d, but who knows? Let's see if it happens, right?
I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe if I roll an extreme success, it's going to hurt it. But I'm just like skittering it across the floor in panic.
Actually, yeah. Let's do that. Let's actually hit the EXT and give me a. Hold on, I'm pulling up your character sheet. It's so funny, nobody else has gone in the other room yet.
I was just about to, because I was going to say.
That was, yeah, I was going to go into the next room.
I'm hoping that you guys are all like, what the hell's going on in there?
So I press that EXT button. Will I roll brawl?
Yeah, so if you do that, and then I think you do a fighting brawl. Yeah, because that's what a, yeah. Oh!
Yes.
Holy cow! Oh no, it's still a fail.
Yeah, it's a fail.
But you could spend 12 of your luck.
Do it.
I'll spend 12 luck.
Oh my god! So I love this. Actually, knowing what you know about your character, Oliver, maybe that's one of his skills, right? Like.
Yeah.
Well, with that, roll now, so you can see in the. Hold on, give me a moment, because I want to make sure Switchblade actually does 1d4. Oh, I know it's wrong. Hold on, buddy. It's not equipped. There we go. So if you go back to your go back to your main screen. You'll see the
Oh,
switchblade
yeah.
in there now.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's the same skill as the brawl, so it's legit. But now, if you want to roll damage, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, the damage is not.
Hold on, just a moment. I can actually hold on. Let me put the thing in there. Give me just
I
a
can
second.
just roll. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's it.
Well, give me a moment. Let me actually
no.
place it in there, brother. Hold on.
Okay.
So I'm gonna place
And
it
then-
in the combat tracker.
Is that going to be a cliffhanger after this damage dice?
Well, I think so. Yeah,
I
why
think
not?
so. Yeah.
It'll be fun. Yeah. And then, can you see it on the map now?
Can I see what on the map now? On the map.
The thing. Can you see the thing on the map? You should be able to see it now.
Yeah, I see it on the map now.
Yeah, and I went ahead and target it.
Right,
For
so how do I roll the damage from this sheet?
Yep. So if you go to your main tab, you'll see Switchblade now, and you just double click where it says 1d4.
Ah.
Ooh, why did it do it twice though?
Because you said double click.
Oh, that's all right. So it's 2 actually. So here, let me
Okay.
fix that real quick. A sec. Give me a moment.
I want to know what happens with that knife, and then that's going to be the cliffhanger. And the best bit is the audience saw that last image, and Chris and Martin didn't.
Yeah, sometimes it's double click, sometimes it's not. It's so annoying. No, okay, I know what it has now. So give me just a
Just take the first one. Take the 2.
Correct. That's what I was gonna do.
Oh, did I kill it?
With the double click you did, but no.
Nah,
you
but
did
all
not.
right, six would have, but 2 won't. I get okay.
Yeah. So it's 2 out. It has 4. So it squeals. Yeah. Actually, let's do this as a cliffhanger, just for fun. You're stumbling. You throw it out there because you're quick with that blade. This thing runs, and it runs past you, skittering, comes around the corner, and now I can show it to the rest of the gang, and we'll end there.
Yes. Twitch can see it as well that way.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Hold on just a second.
Oh,
Let me just reveal it. It'll take me a second. Hold on. There he is.
I see that fucking Gorgonite looking cunt.
You do? you see the token, yeah.
Fans of Lovecraft like myself are like, is that... and you know who I'm talking about, Seamus. Is that him? Is that actual him?
So there, Martin, Chris, can you see it now? The formal picture.
Yeah, it just came up. Yeah.
So that comes skittering around the corner, screaming bloody murder. And we can end it there.
Gollum.
Nice.
Call him.
Hey, excellent. Is it Brown Jenkins or whatever his name is?
What that is.
Oh, it's a Lovecraft character. It's like a rat with a human head.
Oh well, then the answer is yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. This is it's referred to literally as a rat thing in Lovecraft. Yeah.
I'm sure his name's Brown Jenkins, something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I need to refresh myself on my Lovecraft. But yes, amazing. So we'll return for part 2 in 2 weeks, because I'm at a wedding next week. Hey. Thanks very much, Seamus. That was fantastic. I can't wait to finish it. Martin and Chris, thank you very much, boys. The viewers on Twitch, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate you. See you in 2 weeks where we'll finish this. And the viewers on YouTube, thanks very much for watching. This is the Ghost Club, Call of Cthulhu. I'm RxOliver. That's Martin, Chris, and Seamus, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Cheers.